Writing prompt: Human explorers encounter an alien species with no concept of spirituality. No gods, no afterlife, no creation story. The humans have been occupying the Itkati planet for 17 days now. I say occupying, in the loosest sense. I think the human saying is like taking candy from a baby. The humans simply showed up, landed, and started setting up their bases across the planet. The Itkati have been incredibly hospitable to their guests. The Itkati have known peace for thousands of years, both among themselves and with other spacefaring races. In fact, all Union planets hadn't considered violence in a millennia. That ended several years after humans were able to leave their solar system. This latest show of force by the Earthlings had now triggered a galactic conference in which all members of the Union would meet to decide on whether to escalate. Humans are a relatively new addition to the galaxy, having only discovered space-bending travel within the past 10 years. In that time, they've set out to populate and distribute their people on every habitable planet listed in our Union directory. This was unprecedented in the history of all new species integrated into the Union. Sure, we had some races who wanted to capitalize on new technology or planets that had become crowded and were looking for new worlds to populate. There was even the robotic Targans, who would go around stripping asteroid belts to mine for rare minerals. However, they always asked politely and went through the proper channels of bureaucracy. Missionaries. That is what they would call their settlers. The humans had a strong need to aggressively spread their stories and fables to every person they met. Sure, some of the Union members had a point in history where they believed in a creation story or creator. There were the Garats, who thought the universe cracked from a large geode. The Maxons had a wonderful story where the stars were stitched into the heavens by the universal loom. All of these fairy tales had been tossed aside long before those explorers delved into the heavens. The problem is that humans forcibly push their doctrines on other beings. This is why the Union is extremely concerned about the Itkati homeworld. This may be a situation that requires intervention by more assertive forces. The Itkati planet is truly a paradise. Everything is absolutely perfect. You can reach up on any tree and pick the sweetest, most fulfilling fruits. The Itkati have never known hunger. They have never wanted for anything. The humans keep calling it their garden and demanding certain fruits not to be eaten. This has resulted in several Itkati deaths from their gun-toting crusaders. The trouble is that the Itkati are a hyper-passive race. They have no laws or understanding of what to do if someone takes another being's life. For them, life is precious, so no one even contemplates taking it from someone. They live 1,000 years without sickness or disease. Those who die early are mourned for not having a full life experience, but they have never contemplated what happens next. They have never had an afterlife fairy tale. Why should they pine for an afterlife if they are already living in heaven? However, when the humans came speaking about a being so great that he could wipe out worlds with floods and fire, the Itkati felt terror for the first time. A being who tortured his own son and had him executed by humans, out of love? A being that could split into 3 unique parts, and demanded complete and total obedience and veneration. The punishment for not meeting these demands was eternal torment in a lake of fire. What is wrong with these humans? Why would they put these imaginary, impossible rules on themselves? As the Union Conference kicks off today, I worry that the galaxy is on the brink of war. We should have never allowed humans to trespass on so many worlds. They brought their weapons of war under the guise of peacekeeping to worlds that had not seen conflict or strife in thousands of years. The humans have vast fleets of warships at the ready, and I don't know if any of our Union member races have ever trained in military combat or tactics. Maybe the historians will be able to dig up weapon schematics, and our engineers can retrofit them on our merchant freighters, but I think it is already too late. All I know is that right now, the entire galaxy is in fear that we will all soon be living in a theocratic empire.